Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Shikuho, the overhaul mod for Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord that brings medieval Japan to life. Now, this mod is releasing in June next month, so keep your eyes peeled on the channel and, of course, over on their Discord for the actual release date whenever they decide to announce that, as they haven't actually announced a specific date. I would imagine it's going to be before War Sales, but maybe it is going to be after. We'll have to wait and see. But I've been lucky enough to get my hands on the build, and one thing I wanted to show off in the mod and show off to you guys so you can get even more hyped for this is sieges. So, sieges in Shikuho are very, very different from vanilla. Unlike in vanilla, where you would basically just be fighting over this outer part of the map, and then that's absolutely it, and then the siege is over in vanilla. Well, in Shikuho, you actually have stage sieges. Archers are specifically positioned to go and mount certain parts of the wall, and then when parts of the wall are taken over, the AI physically falls back to another gate to try and defend that, and it's very reminiscent of these Japanese castles, which kind of almost want to lure you into these death traps. And I had such an amazing battle the other day playing on stream as we start off in this battle. Sorry, what? Sorry, I had to reload there. Obviously, there's bugs and stuff in this build of the game. I'm not sure if that is one of them, but it was hilarious. But yeah, as I was saying, I was playing a siege battle on stream the other day, and it was just absolutely incredible the way the battle actually flowed. It felt like a bitter defense to the last stand. Like, we were getting overrun, these outer layers being destroyed left, right, and center, and we were being pushed back, and then we got pushed back to this layer right here, and we were fighting, and then we got overrun here again, and then we were pushed back even further, and all this time the AI was running up, fighting a tooth and nail, and we were just hammering them from every single side, and then eventually we ended up getting pushed back here, and we were just about strong enough to repel the defense with all these soldiers in the towers and stuff, and it was just a really fun siege. You can also see as well, there's actually not that much defense for this outer layer. You kind of almost are wanting the AI to come into the battle, and again, I don't know why I've jumped over here. It's fine, that's just RTS camera causing some issues. I really get myself killed so we can jump in and play as someone else. You can also see as well destructible. All the towers are also destroyable as well, so you can see the AI has actually been able to blow up this tower and break their way through. They're bringing up their battering ram now as well, which is going to get through the gate. Again, a custom battering ram right here, and I think this is like one of 10 custom siege maps, and each one provides unique bonuses. So as you guys will see in a second right now, so they've managed to smash down the gate. Their infantry is going to be pouring in through. You also notice as well with sieges, you don't build siege equipment like you do in vanilla. You build these braziers which offer your soldiers some extra defenses, and you can also have the ability to build naval guns as well to help you out, which are basically just like mini cannons. I don't know if the AI has actually built any in this siege, but you can see, so they're now pushing through here. The outer layer has been kind of overrun, and you'll be able to see our soldiers are now pushing up to basically try and stop this. So there'll be a bit of an engagement in this courtyard right here, where both sides are fighting, not only in the central parts in between a lot of the terrain to create choke points, but also up here on the semi-walls right there, you can see. But again, all whilst this is happening as well, you've got arrow fire flying in from deeper parts in the castle. You've got these soldiers here, like the goal of the men defending there isn't just to hold the line and defeat the enemy, it's to slow them up so your guns and your other units can also continue to fire. And then you can see the AI has closed this gate behind them. I think it is like a trigger point. When the AI hits a certain point here, it like automatically closes the gate, which is really cool. And then you can see the gate does get smashed through, and more soldiers will look to fight and engage and actually reinforce this. They managed to break through the gate a little bit earlier because they lost the flank. So then these soldiers will continue to push forward, continue to fight. You can see more reinforcements are filtering in as well, so more men are kind of coming from the inner layer as well. But you also see soldiers waiting back here as well. It's not just committing everything into the fight. But now the position is starting to get overrun. You'll be able to see that we're basically running out of soldiers. The enemy forces have broken through pretty aggressively, and there's not really too many of my men left remaining. They're reinforcing their position with archers and other units that have maybe gone ahead and dropped their weapons and are now making their way inside the fortress. You can see the last reminiscent of soldiers right here are being taken out. But again, this is exactly how the castle is designed. Again, we've been holding the line, we've been firing in arrows, doing some pretty good jobs to bring down the enemy line. You can see we're still outnumbered pretty heavily. We're going to be firing in, and now is the order to retreat. Again, if you wanted to, you could probably command some of your soldiers to retreat back and organize these sieges a little bit better. But again, I'm just kind of showing how the AI manages to do them. So again, we're going to be falling back right there. But again, the entire time, the enemy is kind of coming into our trap right here, being shot to pieces. Again, if they want to clear all of these guys out, you have to go all the way down here fighting all these soldiers, and all that time, you know, they're being hammered by other soldiers as well. So once again, the AI is like sending out a couple men here and there again, just to cause like kind of just basically slow up the enemy as much as possible. You don't need like a full force to do it. You just need one or two, and they're going to basically be enough to kind of just whittle down the enemy forces. And then we're going to obviously come back here, and we're going to get ready to hold this line right there. You can see again, as the enemy's getting in, they're losing more men. It was what, 200 to 400, and now just this process of them breaching this inner layer, the missiles have just been doing work. It's not about that initial battle, it's about everything else. And you can see they're gonna, you know, to come down here, they have to go around and kill everybody here, and the archers are just doing lots of damage to break them down. As the AI is losing men, they're now deciding to bring up their archers to kind of create that final push in there. And you'll be able to see as well, our inner gate is going to close, I believe, very soon. It's automatic, so it's no open up or close. You can't just do it manually yourself. I think, again, to make the AI function that little bit better. There you go, you can see that the gate has now been closed as the enemy get too close to actually initiate it. So they're going to obviously have to work down that gate, and it's all about delaying, because now they're pretty vulnerable to our arrow fire, our missiles, the remnants of our soldiers up in these towers. Again, you can see the enemy. Actually, we've actually got some men up here, but they didn't even clear out, which is still shooting. I think there's a few of their soldiers doing it now, but again, pretty delayed. And it's just all about this dripping effect in, as we're able to bring down the enemy. We're able just to hammer them with missile fire, and it's just such a unique siege experience that we don't really have in Vanilla Bannerlord whatsoever. And this is all I want from sieges, honestly. Like, it's just so much fun to be able to have this stage defense, something we've been asking for so long, that the ability just to kind of hold the line right here. And again, and you can see we've managed to take down a force much larger than ours. That's with no actual like deployment of myself as well, so I haven't really been like commanding soldiers. And this is just one of the many sieges as well. You can see we're able just to basically bring down the enemy, finish them off in this last stand. And I think there is also, you can go back here again as well if you wanted to go back one more layer, but still really cool. So again, we have another siege battle right here. I mean, look how insane a bit this castle looks right here. I mean, just take a second right there to take a look at this castle. Like, it's actually just a mental the way they've been able to create this, and everything just comes together so well. Again, this is just such a beautiful mod. It really, really is. So again, you can see the defenses, the way it's set up. It's just basically like, and I think this is one of the reasons why these sieges work so well in Shikuho, is the fact that it is just one long line. You know, you're basically just moving through. There's not multiple paths to mess around with. You're basically following this one line through. There's a few other passages to come down to kind of fight in the kill zones and stuff, but you are just pushing your way up one line into the inner final gate right here, which you can actually go inside as well, which is kind of cool. But yeah, it provides you just such a unique experience, and it's just, yeah, again, super cool. So if we just come over here, we can get to these archer towers as well. We can fire through just about. It's a little bit finicky right there, but you can try and line yourself up, I guess, with the archer stuff for your kill zones. Obviously the AI does a perfect job with that. Again, if you wanted to come down as well, you definitely can make your way down, just progress your way through to fight. And if you wanted to put more soldiers up in these inner layers, you definitely can, as well as the enemy jump in. But yeah, it just provides such a cool and interesting siege experience. They have to smash down that as well as we block and or defend to the last man right there. Once again, I want to show off another beautiful siege. I mean, look at this one in the mountains. How insane is this? So with this castle, you have to break and breach this inner layer. Again, it's a bit more open, so I think the open maps are a bit better than the city maps for just kind of defending, even though they don't necessarily look as cool. I say that. I mean, look at this thing right here. So again, you'll have your outer gate right there to hold the line. You'll have your towers firing down. I think the towers work so incredibly well because you can kind of pack them with soldiers. They're still pretty vulnerable, but the guns are able to fire in as the enemy approach you. And again, it's just a single individual line, so you'll have soldiers making their way down here, running up, and there's basically like points. And that's one thing I think they've done such a good job. Like, you have, this is point A, you defend this, then you have to make your way down one individual line, then you get to point B, and then you, again, vice versa, point C, and you continue to make your way up the castle. And again, I think it's just designed really, really well until you So this is probably one of the last ones I'll show off. There are about 4 more that I haven't actually checked off to show you guys, but I wanted to pick this one off because again, it looks really cool. You kind of have this left-hand side defense right here, which is you've got archers and stuff firing down, which the attackers have to deal with. You obviously break through this like inner fort right here, which honestly isn't too difficult. There's like light resistance that will be able to defend here, but your main path, obviously, you need to go off to the left to kind of deal with this in your backside. There's some huge towers as well you can fill with archers if you have enough men to be firing down and harassing the attackers, but their main goal is to push all the way up here. And I think one of the cool things you kind of get as you push up here is you get soldiers like transitioning from these different departments as well as they fall. Like as these positions go down, you'll see soldiers moving back and forth from these places, and it just provides again a really unique experience. You can see it happening right here. It's a bit laggy as the soldiers kind of sort their path finding out, but you guys can see again these guys will be moving up and down and progressing the rest of the. So that is going to wrap things up for today's video. I just wanted to make a little small, I guess, highlight reel video about a few of the maps, siege maps in Shikuho, because they honestly are a complete game changer and I've had so much fun fighting over them. Hopefully they'll continue to add more. Of course, these take a long time to do. I can only imagine how long it takes them to do, but I really like the design. They're well thought out. They provide for a very much a back and forth type of battle as you're progressing your soldiers. And again, something I've always wanted from Bannerlord sieges is that layered effect, and you definitely get it here. So definitely look forward to it. I mean, the campaign map is so vast and big that you're going to be fighting sieges quite often as you conquer Japan with your own soldiers, or whether or not you're fighting alongside some allies. So they need to be fun and enjoyable, and they definitely are. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be doing our very own Let's Play on Shikuho this weekend, so keep an eye peeled for that. Life of a Samurai is finally coming, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.